Hello, it's me again after a long absence, and I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to do a reading for the new moon in Taurus, which comes with a solar eclipse. Yes, a solar eclipse, the first in a row of eclipses that will start happening in the axis of Taurus and Scorpio. Now, I'm going to do this for the fire signs separately, the water signs separately, and let me start again. The fire signs, the earth signs, the air signs, and the water signs. And I'm going to start with the basic cards for the fire signs. So this is for if you are Aries, if you are Leo, or if you are Sagittarius. These are your basic cards. Now from there on, I'm going to cross-reference the other cards that I'm going to draw right now. But I'm going to draw them. I'm going to make 3 heaps, one to start with for Aries. So let's start to draw the cards for Aries. What does Aries need to know? Or what do the guides have to say to Aries? And I have a snoring dog. Now I'm going to pull the cards, all of the cards first. So this is going to be a bit different, and I'm going to fast forward, but I'm going to pull cards for Aries. I need a bit more space, so I always have to space it out. Then I'm going to draw it for Leo, and then ultimately, these are the 3 cards that reference all the fire signs. I'm sounding a little bit like messed up, isn't it? I am a bit messed up. I'm a little bit tired, but I think it's the general energy. Astrologically, I have been hit by Jupiter and Neptune on my natal Chiron, on my natal Saturn, on my natal Venus. And I have all those planets together in a conjunction, for those who speak astro language, in the 4th house. And it's been a little bit of a ride, I can say. And I know that this is not going to move on very fast, because Neptune is a very slow moving planet, so I will be feeling that energy. So yes, I have been tired. So okay, these are the basic cards for all the fire signs. Then I'll be moving, and I'm going to fast forward it. So I'll be drawing now cards for each of the signs. So for Aries separately, for Leo separately, and for Sagittarius separately. And then I'll see you back and we get into the reading. First, while I'm shuffling and pulling, maybe subscribe if you like to follow me, if you like more readings. Also check out my TikTok, because I do more readings there. And yeah, those are sometimes fun. I'm planning to do more, but I haven't been doing a lot lately because, yeah, I'm saying it, low energy, it makes for low energy for readings. It's, well, low motivation. It's been all sorts of things going on, but it will pass. No, these things will pass, so I need more cards. I want more cards. I mean, they tell me to draw more cards. I'll show you the cards afterwards in the camera, so don't worry about that. Okay, why is that upside down for Leo? Okay. Okay. This is a little bit strange, but this for me is also an experiment, by the way. So I'm doing this a little bit of a new thing. Okay, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. These are your 3 cards, 3 main cards. King of Cups, Hierophant, and Queen of Pentacles. So in a way, I think these are cards that ask you, because let's see this as an advice reading, you know, what are your guides telling you? Your guides are telling you to trust your instincts. Fire signs, trust your instincts with this new moon coming. It's very important that you're looking at the emotional aspect, that you really take a moment to sit down, literally sit down and feel what you're feeling, because fire signs have this impulsiveness to them. They want to move, they want to get ahead, they want to be doing, they want the fire to burn, and then sometimes they forget to connect to their emotions, to what is it that I'm actually feeling. Sometimes they go in overdrive in thinking mode, and then they forget how to feel. So what these cards are telling you, all the fire signs, please take a moment, sit down, get still, look within you, literally look inside of you. This king has his eyes closed. He's touching his finger in this bowl. This bowl is sort of the connection with that intuition, yes? Because he's sitting on the water. He's literally sitting on the water. So please do that. Please get still and look inside of you, because I feel this was the second card, I'm sorry. Because I feel that they are telling you that inside of you, look, this here is a sort of mandala. And this is a happy card. This is the Hierophant card, but it's also a studious card. It's a card that says there is so much that you still need to learn about yourself in order for you to grow. Because the staircase is representing your growth, your inner growth. This is really a reading for your internal life. It's really like that. They tell you, these cards are asking you to become still, because you have so much more to learn, and so much more to learn about yourself, about those emotions from this king that you're going to see, and you will have to sit with. And I urge you to do that, to take a few moments, a few minutes every day to just connect to yourself, to connect to that inner wisdom, especially around that energy of the new moon. I would really do that, because there's going to be information that's going to come to you. The Hierophant tells me so. This Hierophant especially tells me so, that if you're willing to do that inner work, to do those inner steps, and to look inside yourself, you're going to have results, and you're going to get insights. This is very bright light here in that mandala. So I feel that you're getting, you have this opportunity now presented to you with this new moon and with this solar eclipse, to make an inner growth, but like a spurt, like a sprint. It's not like you're going slow. There's many things going to come at you from different sides at once. Now I feel with this Queen of Pentacles, I feel the importance, what the cards ask you to do. Again, this is a queen that is sitting down. She's not in water. She's not having this cup here from that King of Cups, but she's holding this pentacle. She's holding values. She's not holding here money in this reading, because this is really it's like the guides are talking to you. They're saying, you know what, hold on to what is valuable to you. And I mean valuable in a sense of your core values. What do you find important for you? Which core values do you need in your life, and do you find important in your life? Not core values that were sort of infringed or impinged on you by other people, by society, by your education, by your religious background, by your family background. No, what is it that is important for you? And I feel this is what you're going to get out of this sort of inner exploration that they ask you to do here. The cards ask you to go deep and to go in search for that true core value. Now that cannot only be one, it's probably a bit more, but usually the top 10, the first 10 core values that come to you will be very important. Now, that can be, that order can change of importance. And again, your core values over time may change, but you need to look at what is now, in this moment, in that moment around the new moon, what is important. Now, let's pull and tie that in here. So first I'm going to move on to Aries, and I'm going to start with these 3 cards. So we have a Page of Wands. I find this Page of Wands really an Aries card, because it's like, I'm exploring, I need to move, I need to go on, I need to I need to get inspired. But also what this card is asking you, don't just be inspired and make a move. Study the things you're inspired by, and study them again here with your heart, with the elements that you're going to discover in stillness. So they're asking you to be observant, to observe. And when I say observant, I don't think it's so much the people around you and your surrounding as it is observing that inner self. You know what you do here in these two cards, that connecting to your core value. I feel that is the exploration they ask you to do. And I think you're going to really start doing that. And if you do that, it's going to be really great, because you're going to find out things about yourself. And you're going to also see what is it that you need for more peace, more harmony, more balance in your life. And what is it that is really not good for you? What things do you need to move on and to move forward with more peacefulness in your heart? And which things are bringing, turbulence in you? Which things are really not making you this king? And forget that you need to sometimes be still. Because the stillness and that connection to your core value and that inner growth is going to bring more balance. But balance usually also means leaving things behind. Now we have that King of Swords here. Now in this deck, listen to me, I'm stumbling over my words. In this deck we have two kings. We have a female represented King of Swords, which is this one, and there is another one which is a male represented King of Swords. Now this is not a gender related reading. This has nothing to do with gender. I'm just saying how the representation with the imagery is. We have here the sort of female presented King of Swords. And if you look closely, that dress, if you look a little bit from afar, I was looking at it from really, I'm looking at the cards from the side, and I'm actually also looking in the camera and in the viewfinder so I can see the card from the front. But from my side vantage point, it was like this dress, although it's flowers on the dress, but it feels a bit like the earth is there. And even though it's the air element, it's not a fire element, it's not your element, it is the element of air, the swords. There is definitely, they ask you to cut some things out of your life, a way of living, a way of, some values, probably some core values, well, some values that are really not your values, that you've maybe thought were important to you, but that really are not that important to you. And you're going to find that in this journey, in this search. And don't forget, this is for the new moon in Taurus with the solar eclipse. So this is going to reverberate during the year, and that theme of sitting still, of going and of exploring here with that Page of Wands is going to come back. It's not going to be only now at the end of April, on the 30th of April. No, it's going to have its repercussions, and you will probably be connected to it again and again and again over the year. And the culmination point is going to probably, but this is a probably, be when it's the full moon in Taurus near the end of the year. So I would have to look up when that is. But I feel there is some decisions, some choices, but really some cutting out of unnecessary elements, unnecessary values, unnecessary people, unnecessary relationships, unnecessary obligations that you make yourself do, but that really do not. They have nothing to do with what you really value. So you're really going to unburden yourself. And unburdening yourself is going to bring in more peace, more harmony. Also more clarity about where you are headed for the future. The Justice card for me is really a now card. But it has the elements of the past, What from the past is good? What from my past is no longer working for me? And then again, there's a sword here. There is a sword here in that King of Swords. The sword cuts the things out that are no longer necessary or no longer good for you, good for your growth, good for your inner peace, good for your emotional well-being, for your physical well-being, for your psychological well-being. So whatever that is, it can be relationships, it can be other things. So there is a cutting out of that. Now, again, there is an exploration here that needs to be done first. So I'm going to put this back here. I think it was like this, but it doesn't really matter. And do you notice something? I just noticed it now. We have here, and oh, you know, now I'm really getting goosebumps because I hadn't looked at these cards. But I'm going to pull out here. King of Swords, King of Swords. Justice and Justice. And then what do we see here? We see a sword. We see a sword. We see a sword with the Ace of Swords. So in these last cards, 3 swords, but 2 cards repeated. 2 cards from these repeated. So again, I mean, your guides want you to really know that this is the time to cut out unnecessary things, to cut out, let go of things from the past, habits from the past, routines from the past, emotions from the past, values from the past. Get more balance in. They're really asking you to do that. Now with the Ace of Swords, again, this is a breakthrough moment. There is, in that stillness here, in the first cards, that growth that is going on deep inside of you, something is working. And you may be conscious of this process or you may not. Now, if you're not conscious of this process, try and make it more conscious, because that's what they're asking here with this King of Cups. And you'll get some insights. You'll get some, the insights come also here in that mandala, that sort of inspirational point. This is really the point of inspiration. And that is represented again here in this card, because this is a breakthrough card. The insights. All of a sudden, out of these clouds comes an insight, an inspiration. And you know, okay, this is the idea. This is an idea that I can work with. This is an idea that really feels good to me. And it's an idea that that helps me cut through the nonsense, the crap thinking, the shitty thinking, the thinking that holds you back, the feelings that hold you back, the people that hold you back, maybe the job that holds you back. And again, we have then that Queen of Swords. Well, I'm lying here. It's not the same, but because this is a female figure. Anyway, King and Queen of Swords, they're really very, very similar energy. And especially in this deck, because I pulled not the male represented king, but the female represented king. And here we have the Queen of Swords. So it's not the same card, but the energies are so similar here. And again, they ask you to be really, at a certain moment, you have to really decide that, okay, the past is gone. I cannot do that. Now, Aries, you are not a sign that lingers in the past. You are not a sign to be stuck in the past. You are not really that, because you are really future oriented. Usually, Aries, you are already living like 2 or 3 years ahead from now. I mean, I have a son who's an Aries sun, and I can tell you that boy is always thinking about future. The past is not very important to him anymore. But still, I feel that there are things from the past that you're going to connect to via this sort of journey, this exploratory journey. And that is going to have to make you decide, do I need to hold on to that? Do I really need to be with these people? Do I really need to do for these people what I'm doing until now, or what I haven't been doing? Do I really owe that to those people, or can I just say, you know what, I'm going to for my own inner peace? And this may now sound selfish as the way I'm saying it, but that's what I'm feeling. Have you seen also that all these cards that came out, all of them, solitary cards, not a multi-figure, no multi-figure cards here for all the cards here, specifically for Aries, but here on top as well for the fire signs. So please, Aries, do that. I'll be coming back to you with a message card here to end with, but first we're going to jump over to Leo. So Leo, you have a repeated card here as well. I'm just going to have a look first. Yeah, your repeated card is the King of Cups. This one. But I'm not going to go there yet. I'm going to start with these. So what came out was the Three of Pentacles. So what I feel here, Leo, so Leo, let me start with saying that Leo is really, a lot of people always somehow make the connection or the connotation that Leo is arrogant, that Leo is prideful, too proud for their own good, that Leo is selfish, but that's not the truth. Leo is ruled by the sun. Leo is very independent, and a Leo sun should be striving for their individuality and bring importance and see and get to know who they really are. And here in this journey, again, your guides, Leo, ask you to go and search what is important to you, to get to know yourself better. But I feel here, Leo, you can't do it by yourself. With the Three of Pentacles, your guides are telling you that maybe you need some help here. Now, this can be by a person that a friend relationship, a family relationship, somebody you trust. It can also be like, what I also hear here is books, information, read. Yeah. Read about the things that here in that you find important. So maybe you need to study a little bit more. Hierophant card is also a card of studying. So maybe you need to study a little bit more to get maybe on psychology, maybe on something you're very interested in, and that you finally are going to dare to go after because it belongs to you. It's important to you. And that study, you can get information or you can get help finding out who you are, what your emotions are telling you, what you really need for you to be your best self, that best individually and independently. But maybe you need some help. So maybe this can also be talking to somebody, to a professional person, to a therapist, somebody like that. That can be the case. It can also be that you do self-study, that you go into the insights that came here, that you're going to read more, that you're going to Google it, that, that sort of thing. There are so many sources of information available to us nowadays that you can easily find out more about those things that are valuable to you. And maybe this is a course. It can actually be a course that you're going to do, like you want to change jobs or you want to do something completely different, that you're going to find out that is what's going to make you happy. Now it's funny, you have the Three of Pentacles, you have the Four of Pentacles. You want really to feel secure in your life. You're a fire sign, but you're also a fixed sign, Leo. And the fixed signs are getting really the brunt of this in this year. They're not really very a safe place to be this year with all the astrology things that are going to go on or that are going on already. But what you want for yourself is some peace and quiet. you know, like being at home so that you can do these things, the studying, the connecting to your values, to growing, the sitting still, and to the connecting to yourself, to your inner wisdom. But you need a little bit of a safe place to do that. That may be your home, that may be somewhere else, of course, that depends on you. It can be that you need to go in nature, but you want, and you know, that sense of security, or that safe place, that safe haven, which probably lies within you. Okay, what is happening here? Which probably lies within you. You need that. And if you don't have that, you have to create that for yourself. So as I said, this may be a place in nature that you love being. It can be also that they indicate, you know, the safe haven is your home. And maybe you need to do something and it's coming to me now as well, because look at here, building stones, yeah? As if you need to take care of your home better. Maybe you need to do a cleanup in your home. Maybe you need to do a decluttering in your home, and to make that that home that you already have, a safer and a nicer place to be in, so you can do this growth, you can do the connecting, the sitting still, because you can only do that in a safe place, in a place where you feel safe, where you feel comfortable. So for some people that can be, you know, not literally a home, but a place outside in nature, a place, maybe it's in somebody else's home, and then I hope it's in a place, in a person's home, where, you know, they can offer you that space to just, you know, come to your sense, come to yourself. And if it's your own home, then maybe you need to really have a good look at it and say, maybe it needs a little bit like a bit of paint, a bit of sprucing up, a good deep clean, a good deep decluttering. But so make it so that you can feel at home and you have that safe space to do this inner work. Because I feel that for all the fire signs, this inner work and this growth that you're going through at the moment, consciously or unconsciously, it's going to make you come out end of the year, because these eclipses are going to follow up. And as I said, new moon results normally at the full moon of the same sign. So in the course of the rest of this year, this is going to be happening. You're going to feel that need. Now the Four of Swords here is reversed. I'm going to just show it to you right up, on the right side up. There is like here, it feels like no care in the world. You're just floating on the moon, connecting to your emotions, to your thinking. These are ideas, in my opinion. That's how I read them. But, you know, if you look at it like that, that woman is completely relaxed. She's just floating. She's letting these ideas come. She's trusting the moment. She's not hanging on to things. She's just completely relaxed. When you look at it like that, she can fall. She needs to hang on. She needs to hang on. She's hanging on to ideas. She's hanging on to this moon so that she doesn't fall. But I feel that this card is telling you to actually do this, to relax, and to not be afraid of falling, because you're going to need to fall anyway. That is what this card is telling me. You're going to need to take that risk and just let go of hanging on to this moon and to old ways of being, old ways of thinking, because you're going to connect to these new values. And that means you let go of old ways of being. And that is what you need to let go of. So you need to let yourself go in free fall. That's not going to be easy. I'm not going to lie to you, that's not going to be easy, but I'm happy that you have here the Star and this Nine of Pentacles. Now, again, I said you had the card repeated, that King of Cups. That King of Cups is telling me that as long as you connect and you're willing to be still and listen to your instincts, your gut reaction, that deep inner knowing in your body. As long as you trust that, you're going to be okay in this exploration of yourself. You're going to be okay, whatever happens, because some things you will probably on your path have things, here when you need to go in free fall, here where you need to declutter. And maybe this is not literally your home decluttering, but also your mind, your emotional decluttering. Maybe you need to talk to somebody, to have somebody help you declutter your emotions, your thoughts, your home. And you need to let go of your old ways of being. This is what that Four of Swords, like this, says. So as long as you're willing to do that, it always comes back to, whatever your gut is saying is going to be the right thing. And you have to trust that gut. And don't go into overthinking mode. Because that's not what you need to do here. You don't need to go thinking in circles. Now, it doesn't matter where this card landed here, because anyway, what I do feel here is that whatever it is here, that this exploratory of yourself, that exploration, that adventure of diving deep within yourself and getting to know yourself better and your core values and what is important to you, it's going to bring you a moment, many moments of healing. Many moments of healing. It's also going to open up your perspective in life. And when you let go of your old ways of thinking, old ideas, old notions that really no longer serve you, there is going to be an opening up of your soul, of your spirit, of your idea world as well, of the way you see things. You're going to be more open-minded, and the cards ask you to be open-minded, because if you are open-minded, if you continue to connect to your gut, healing is going to happen. Healing from a past situation that was maybe very hard on you, very difficult, and that sort of also stunted your growth for a good while, and that is now being eliminated, but still, of course, the remnants of that person, relationship, job, situation, whatever the situation was, whatever the event was, it sort of kept you a little bit imprisoned, and now you need to let go of that. And that's going to open up your mind. It's going to open up your soul, your heart, your spirit. Mentally, you're going to be seeing way more things. And this was the last card, basically, for you, Leo. This is a promise of good things coming your way. Really beautiful things being possible to happen if you are willing to do that deep dive, to let yourself go in free fall, because here you can see results coming. So that work that you're going to do, and these results are really like at least 6 months out. 6 months from now is that full moon in Taurus. At least that, it will take that long before you really see concrete results. I mean, you will see results on the way, because of course this star is here. But the real big results are going to be coming in only after 6 months. And then you'll start to see also that hard work that was sometimes quite difficult, and that, going in free fall, which is very difficult, that is going to pay off. Is going to make you see that, yes, this was an important thing to do. So I hope you do that. So I'll be ending for you as well with another card, but I'm going to first jump to Sagittarius. But first I need to restore my viewfinder. Okay, so the last fire sign is Sagittarius, and then we'll end with where was I going to say another card? A message card. Well, an extra message from your guides. So here, what I immediately see is, okay, we have another King of Cups. The female-oriented King of Cups. So we have the female-represented King of Cups here. Like a rock on the sea that is standing sturdy and that is providing safe passage for the ships. for the insights that come when you connect to your emotions. So it's that King of Cups again. Here, this is more a pensive king, a king that really asks you, okay, be still, close your eyes, take a deep breath, take a few minutes to just, do a short meditation or something like that and connect to who you are and what you need. Now here, insights will come when you do that. And there is this sturdiness in this card. That it's going to give you some solidity. It's going to give you that feeling of, because Sagittarius, you are the mutable fire. Yes, you are the mutable fire. So yeah, you can be sometimes a little bit fickle, a little bit, changeable. You want different things. You don't stick with one thing. You don't, that you need freedom, a lot of freedom and change. But here, there, with they ask you to continue to do these practices so that you feel more solid within yourself. And that's when these ships come in. And these ships for me are insights, are knowledge, self-knowledge, especially self-knowledge, not so much knowledge, but really insights in yourself. And that's what it presents to you. Now, I'm going to say something about these last cards, but I'll leave it until, because I connect this Empress with this Queen of Pentacles, but okay. Now, this Knight of Pentacles, for me, is you. It's Pentacles, so it's talking about these values here. But here, that is that exploration again. It is like, okay, I'm making progress. I've started a journey here. I've started this exploration of myself, this adventure, this deep dive in myself and my emotions and my thoughts and the way I am and my core values. And I am seeing things about myself. I'm discovering things about myself. Here's the stars, many things coming to you. This is also like an abundant card, because look at all the green, the horse is green, there's, the flowers. This deck anyway is with lots of plants and flowers anyway, but the colors are like, okay, they're luscious, they are vibrant, they are, they speak about abundance, about plenty. So you're getting plenty of information here in this journey that you can use for your benefit. And again, that's going to make you more solid. Now we have a Five of Swords here. And the Five of Swords, again, here, this is a flower. I think this flower, for me, represents that pentacle as well. That special core value, or those special core values that you didn't know you have. That is what you're going to win in this journey. This is what you're going to gain in this journey. This is going to be your result. It's like leaving this as well. This for me is representing your past. It's leaving that behind. That's a shadow now. It's focusing on this rose, focusing on this pentacle, focusing on the things that you've learned here, on the progress you're making, on this solidity. It's focusing on a brand new you. It's a white color, but this is representing your fire, the fire of Leo. But again, this is a sword, so it's an air card really. But for me, this is really your gain. Your gain is when you focus on all the things you're learning and you're sort of embracing that. You're embracing that and you're smelling that rose and you're absorbing that knowledge and that insight, all those insights that you get here from the ships passing, from here, that progress you make with the Knight of Pentacles. That is knowledge you have to absorb. And that is going to really, it's going to enrich your life. Now, it's very funny that you have here a Seven of Swords, which is a weird card to have here, but I'm going to focus really on this card because that was in the middle. That's one thing. And this card for me is the sort of the exalted card of this. This card is this, but on steroids. The Empress is the Queen of Pentacles on steroids. Both have a garden, both are seated, both have this abundant feel to them, but she is even more abundant. She's even more manifesting. She has everything that the Queen of Pentacles has, the Empress has more of, and then somewhat. That's how you can read this card, especially in this reading. So you're going to really solidify these core values within you. You're going to make them part of you, of who you are. So it feels like a whole new you is going to be born. And that's why now, as I'm saying this, these cards make sense, because you're going to leave behind that old you. This Five of Pentacles is that shadow here, the past. The past you is gone, is no longer. You're embracing this whole new you. You're embracing this rose, and you're leaving behind the old ways of thinking, the not so abundant ways of thinking. And I'm not talking about money when I'm saying abundant here, but you're integrating that Queen of Pentacles, those values, and you're really making them your own. You're going to come out of this whole process at the end of, this 6 months when the full moon in Taurus happens. You're going to feel like a new person here, completely differently seated within yourself. Yeah, Sagittarius, this is really you coming out the other side. And that's why this is not a bad card. This has sort of a negative vibe. It has this vibe of stealing, of, like somebody's stealing from you. But no, I feel this is you taking away or taking the stuff that belongs to you and leaving behind again the past you. These sorts are ideas that are outgrown. You have outgrown them. They're no longer yours. These are things and ideas and values and people and relationships and what have you, and situation events that you still want in your life, or that you do want in your life for the future. Maybe you didn't have them before, but now you're having them. And you need to hold on to those, because these are the ones that are important for you. And that's how I read this card. Now, maybe other tarot readers would say, no, that's not the way you do that. But, every tarot reader has their own way, and they have their own inspiration. And it's not about reading the cards as, in a defined way, that there's only one or a few meanings possible. No, that's not how the cards work. I mean, you get an intuitive hit when you get these cards in front of you. And sometimes, as you have noticed, even when I'm talking, I get hits and the cards come together for me much more clearly. It's because sometimes in the beginning, I'm looking, and because I'm focusing on way too many cards at once, I don't immediately see what they are doing there. And that was my first impression here when I saw this card. What is that card doing there? But now, it all makes sense. In the end, usually it does. So let's have a look here. I'm going to pull for each of you a card. Okay, Aries. What is your card, Aries? What is this? Sad embrace. I feel that it has to do with that past as well. Then we have for Leo, Moonlight. And for Sagittarius, we have Magic Prayer. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to get this one out. 45, Sad Embrace. And the book opens here. Okay, loss is part of life, it says. Let go. Let go and allow time to heal you. Okay, I'm not going to even read further. This is that healing element. Well, that was more in Leo. But here as well, there were things that with all these swords here, that you need to let go of. All these swords tell you, cut it out. Cut out the nonsense, cut your losses and go on and focus on this here, on this new gain perspective. And sometimes Aries doesn't have problems with that because it's future oriented. There's still something probably that is a little bit nagging at you from the past that you have to explore deeper here with that King of Cups, and yeah, and work on. So that's. I'm not going to say more about this because that's just what it is. And then we have Moonlight for Leo. Moonlight for Leo says, your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, the logical, and the analytical. Follow it. That is that King of Cups when I said, trust those whispers. The whispers of your instinctive gut body knowing. Trust them. Go in free flow. Trust that as well. And even though with moonlight we don't see clear, moon also represents your intuition. It also, in astrology, in the way that I am learning astrology, because I am now deeply immersed in astrology as well, the moon is what we need to be fundamentally okay. And Leo, I think here that is that home, that safe haven. It is healing. You need to heal, but you also need to listen to your intuition and trust the messages of your gut. That is going to make you feel okay. That is going to have that moon shine brighter and your intuition shine brighter. So follow those hits when they come. Follow your intuitive hits. Trust that. And then here for Sagittarius, we have number 32, which is Magic Prayer. So it's this card. It's a beautiful card. Speak your prayers, listen for the answers, and act in faith. So as I'm saying this, speak your prayers, listen for the answers, and act in faith. I feel that really that is, first of all, here. The answers you need is by going within. They are not external to you. The answers are lying within. And you need to take time to connect with yourself because you're going to get those insights, you get those values out of it. But it also is going to bring you progress because you're going to discover things about yourself and you're going to come out like a whole new you. And I think that is what you actually have been wanting for a while, to deal with your demons from the past, the things that really were bad for you in the past or felt hard for you in the past. And with this card here, it says like this. This card is a reminder that your prayers will be answered and Spirit is always waiting to help you and to heal you when you're in need. So yes, there is healing to be done here as well. You need to solidify yourself again with this King of Cups. Because this King of Cups has a bit of a different connotation than that one. It has a different feel. And here, this is also your prayers answered. You know, you're going to get what you need, what you really need, and you're going to leave behind what you don't need. And that is that whole new you emerging here. So, this was for the fire signs. This is the one that I'm first going to post. And then I'll be moving on to the earth signs, obviously. The new moon, by the way, is on April the 30th. It is on universal time. It's at 8:27 universal time, which is for London. It will be 9:30, around 9:30. And it is aspecting Pluto in Scorpio. So water signs also listen, please. If you are having, you may have an ascendant here in the fire sign or in another element. So always, if you don't resonate with anything that I said here for your sun sign, go and have a look at your ascendant reading or your moon sign reading, because maybe you are more affined or more resonating with that part of you, because usually people resonate more with their ascendant. That's something that also a lot of people don't know, but because your ascendant is your filter to the world, is a lens through which you see the world, and that is so much more known to you sometimes than your own sun sign, because your sun sign is where you need to strive, you need to do more of an effort for that, and you need to strive to become that. So sometimes you resonate better with your ascendant. Now, I would also suggest to look at your moon sign and go to that reading, since we're talking about the new moon here. And it is conjunct in Taurus with Uranus. Now, Uranus is a very fiery sign, a very fiery planet, because it's a rebel planet, is a revolutionary planet, and it is in Taurus. It will stay there until 2026. If you are born on the 30th of April, of course, you're going to feel this as well. All this energy. But that is not you, because that would be an earth sign, of course. I'm sorry, but okay. But if you have here and you have a Taurus ascendant, you're going to feel that energy of that new moon as well. So this was very incoherent blabbing, I know, but that's just me, and that's who I am sometimes, and that was really me being very unprepared for this last bit. So you can just close it off, say bye. You can subscribe, you can follow me here, you can go on to TikTok and Instagram, and you can check out on TikTok. I have an offer. Not an offer. You can check out my resources there that I'm offering for people who are in toxic relationships, because that's also part that I do, and I'm going to start focusing also more on that in here on this channel. More of that to come, not yet now, because I need to get this period moving. Maybe it's going to be better after that new moon. I hope. I'm a Taurus. It's going to affect me. So yeah, I'm not holding my breath. So, okay, that's it from me. Enough babbling, enough, nonsense talking from me. I speak to you soon. Bye for now.